Hey everyone, it is Halloween season, which means it's time for a spooky cocktail. This drink that we're going to make today is called Death in the Afternoon. And actually its title is a little scarier than the story behind it. During my research of cocktails over the last year or so, you'd be surprised how many times I have come across the name Ernest Hemingway. But he has a very strong connection to today's drink, Death in the Afternoon. In fact, he is the inventor of this drink. So let's get a little bit of background, shall we? First of all, it's been well documented that Hemingway liked to drink. This is not groundbreaking information by any stretch of the imagination. As a man who traveled extensively and had countless adventures, which often wound up in his books, he once said, "Don't bother with churches, government buildings, or city squares. If you want to know about a culture, spend a night in its bars." Death in the Afternoon was actually a book first. Many tales have been told about Hemingway's thirst for adventure and the way he embraced extreme masculinity. Nowhere is that better encompassed than his passion for, or some might say obsession with, bullfighting. Several of his novels deal with the subject, the most famous probably being The Sun Also Rises. But he also wrote a nonfiction book on the topic, and that is, of course, Death in the Afternoon. Some even refer to this work as the Bullfighting Bible. In it, he discusses the traditions and the history of bullfighting, but also delves into the symbolism and ruminates on big ideas like fear and courage. The drink of the same name was featured in a cocktail book called So Red the Nose, or Breath in the Afternoon, compiled by Sterling North and Carl Krock. The brief introduction to the book says, "It was one of those ideas, but even the next morning it sounded feasible. Ask several of the literati to concoct original holiday drinks. Name these concoctions after their books. Entitle the entire batch So Red the Nose with apologies to Stark Young. So here they are." Hemingway's tale behind the drink, of dreaming it up while struggling with 3 ship officers trying to get a fishing boat off of a bank, is impressive, and about what you would expect from someone so intent on proving his masculinity at every turn. But what's most shocking about the recipe is the small instruction at the end of the recipe. Quote, "Drink 3 to 5 of these slowly." Let's make one for ourselves and see if that's even possible, shall we? So the nice thing about Death in the Afternoon is that it's pretty easy to make. All you need is absinthe and champagne, which we have right here. You can use a coupe glass, I've heard, is the most common, but a champagne flute works just as well because we are using champagne after all. So 1.5 ounces of absinthe. Now, I know you all know this, but this is not the hallucinogenic kind that was banned for a long time. This is just absinthe from West Side Liquor. So 1.5 ounces of this, if I can get it open. Boy, this is exciting for someone who's never had absinthe before. It's nice and green. There's 1 ounce. We'll do a 1/2 ounce there. Okay, and then you just top the flute with champagne. Now I have to open the champagne, which is always fun. Ooh. Just gonna let it fizz for a little bit. And then we're just gonna top our absinthe with some nice champagne. It should have like a kind of frothy, opaque kind of look. And that's basically it. That's Death in the Afternoon. Now, I'll try it. I don't know how much I'm gonna like it, but we'll see. You know, I could maybe finish one of these. If you're not into the black licorice flavor, it's not going to be the drink for you. But it's a cool story. It's a weird drink, and I certainly wouldn't want to have 3 or 5 of these in an afternoon. But Hemingway was his own creature. And that's it. That's Death in the Afternoon. I would rather have one of these than fight a bull in a ring, but it's kind of close, to be honest with you. Either way, give it a try if you're into that sort of thing. Hemingway sure liked them. Or maybe it was all a big joke. Who knows? Either way, happy Halloween.